Hello, 7-star citizens, and welcome back to Answer the Call, your sort of weekly. We don't talk about last week. Call-in show
People,
and podcast about everything and anything Star Citizen related. If you are seeing this, it's because you have spent your $5,000 and you are now allowed to participate in this content. How are we doing, Mike?
good. Yeah, sorry for missing last week, but right around the time of the podcast was potentially going to be the SCL. So when
Yep.
Croncy told me he was sick, I was like, I'm going to watch the SCL then. I think that
Yeah,
obviously
fair.
makes the most sense. And then if we have to talk about that stuff this week, I think everybody can wait a week. And then, you know what? Maybe cooler heads prevail this week versus last week. And I think that's definitely going to be the case. I think I probably would have
Yeah.
blown my top last week, where this week I just don't care anymore. I think I
Fair.
feel so I'm just so over them.
It's had time to simmer. It's fine.
Yes, but I'm also just over, like, it's the same negativity but expressed in a different way. Just not angry.
Sure.
Just like I'm
Sure.
just over it, disappointed, sad, whatever. So also pretty awesome that a crowdfunded experience can make $1 billion. So you have to give them like
Yeah.
praise for something like that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I had
Star
to, I had
Citizen
to
hit $1
keep
billion.
reminding myself. Yeah, I had to keep reminding myself all week anytime I saw, because obviously every article that people had like queued up 6 months ago
Yeah,
pushed pushed to live the second it happened, and I had to keep reminding myself that like it is $1 billion crowdfund. So it's like every time in
like
your
that's a
head you try to
big
compare
deal.
it to it's huge, and it's like you try to compare it to the actual production budget of other games, and it is insane. It's still a stupid high number, but it it speaks so much to the project of like you don't have someone bearing down on you to we don't care, finish the game, do it in this whatever. Uh yeah,
There's pluses
it's
to
a crazy
that.
number.
There's
Yeah,
pluses to
there
that,
are
and then
so
there's
many minuses. There
minuses.
are so many pluses.
Yeah,
You get obviously the big plus of just freedom. Do whatever the hell you want,
yeah.
and the only people you have to answer to are the backers, and we are all
And you don't
too
have to
smitten
answer.
to care. Yeah.
Well, no,
Um.
we have no, like, they've just legalized every aspect of the game to
Yeah.
where like we have
Yes.
no
Yeah.
power, so
Yeah.
it
When I
doesn't
say you
matter.
only have to answer to the backers, it's in terms of like if you want to continue to make money, you need to make
Yeah.
decisions that the backers will continue to give you money, right?
Yep.
Whereas that is very different when you've got a publisher.
Yeah.
But then also comparing that to like, this is their crowdfunding, but this is also their revenue. Like, this
Yeah.
is not just the production budget. This is also how much they make, and then using that to compare with other
Yeah.
games and stuff too.
Chris
So
doesn't
it's
have $1
very weird.
billion in his pocket either. It's not
No,
profits.
he's got
The
900 million, and then the
Yeah.
last 100 million's on the game.
Yeah, but in reality, they don't have a big nest egg that they're sitting on. Over the
No.
years, they have spent this on the product that you have today. One of those products we have seen a lot of. One of those products we have seen almost none of. And yeah, that is the thing that's hard to tell. Is most of the money probably went into the product that we don't see a lot of, or maybe not
they talk
most,
about
but a
it during
majority or whatever.
they talk about it during their financial statements that they do every year. I have not read, like, because they also wait a year to release them, so I have not read the
Yeah.
one from 2024 yet. But I should, because I think that did end up getting posted. Because that's also like a year or two after they acquired Turbulent, so like there should be some interesting things in there. But in the previous year, it was like, yeah, they were spending like $100 million a year.
Yeah.
So, it's going there. And yeah, anyway, it's $1 billion. That's insane by its own merit. It'll be a number that people will keep talking about until GTA 6 comes out. And then
Yeah.
people will never remember the $1 billion ever again.
Yeah.
Until CRG get $2 billion next year.
Yeah. Like, also, I'm seeing like Henry Cavill doesn't work for exposure. I don't think people understand like $1 billion and then
Mhm.
how much actors get paid.
Yeah.
Like my brother's best friend is a very famous actor.
Henry
Uh,
Cavill.
no, he's not in Star Citizen,
Squadron. Ah,
but
lame.
I remember what he made on his first job. I don't know
Mhm.
what he makes now, but his first job was like $10,000 an episode or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like 13 episodes.
Yeah, which of course still crazy money, but that
That's good
when you
money.
compare that to other, like, think of how many massive names are in Squadron, as well as like keep in
That was
mind,
his first job. So he was
yeah,
new
but the reason I want to mention that is because Cavill got put onto this pre Superman, so Cavill got a lot larger after he had
after,
already done a bunch of Squadron work. Yeah,
right? So now, but then I don't think actors make like, I don't think the biggest expense of all of Squadron was the actors, is what I'm trying to say.
oh
I
sure.
don't, I don't think it
Why do you
was.
think they're gonna? Why do you think they're gonna kill off Gillian Anderson in the tutorial?
Yeah.
Because then it would have been if they had to.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, okay, like I don't think that they're actually like, I think most of the budget was spent on tech development,
It's yeah,
their studios,
offices.
building the
Yeah,
company, like all that stuff. Like they have wasted money on moving goalposts in Star Citizen. They have wasted money on certain things, but they have spent money on others. And I just, a lot of people bring up the actors, but I don't think the actors are the biggest thing. It is funny to bring
yeah,
up and it is funny to make fun of and stuff
yeah,
like that. But because like literally he has Superman, Gimli, like they just did,
yeah,
he just did everybody he could possibly do.
It's like
Luke
first off, it's like
Skywalker.
every like big yeah, it's like every big name sci-fi actor for
Yeah.
like 20 years,
Yeah.
and then like
He just
throw in a
gets all
couple
of
of
them.
extra big names there too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway,
So yeah.
um, but yeah. So $1 billion. It's a stupid number. It's a crazy number. It'll continue to rise. We are obviously once again this year on another record year, by like a large margin. We will talk about the Odin later, but like a big part of that push was the Odin. But even before the Odin, we were still like months ahead. So yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a crazy year.
Yeah. And good timing. Got to finish up Squadron 42 and things like that. So
Hmm.
good on them. How they did it though, I
Yeah.
don't think was good at all. But I'm curious what you have to say. I've been very vocal this week about it on my channels, but I haven't heard what you have to say. So you got the floor
So
first, my man.
the coolest ship they've ever released. Not the coolest, but it's
Unfortunately,
a
like
very, very cool ship.
very sick looking because
Yeah.
it looks like a spaceship. It
It
looks like a
looks
spaceship,
dope.
but an
Yep.
actual water ship at the same time.
We
Battleship.
in stream, I wanted to start doing like, this is like 3 years ago. I wanted to start doing this thing where we would make ships by committee. We came up with this
Oop.
ship as like one of the first ships that we did with everyone because it was like there weren't enough ships in the game that look like current Navy
Yeah.
style ships and stuff. And so like I'm very happy they went that route. The putting lasers on everything is very silly at the moment, but it is cool how they've done it here, where it's like this laser array. It makes it different enough that it might be kind of interesting. I'm not going to talk about balance just yet because also this ship
Okay.
isn't coming out for 10 years. Um, so I like a lot of the design choices they've made for it, with maybe the exception of like, why would you give the weapon to the pilot? Like this is going to be like a 50-person ship. Why does the pilot need to have the most important weapon on the ship? I don't understand. But
You know
anyway,
why?
so people can
It's
solo it.
obvious. Yeah, because it's not so people can solo it. It is inherent. It is inherent. It has to happen for them to sell it, because you don't buy like. It blew my mind. I couldn't remember who brought this up. I think it was Astropub or somebody. I reacted to somebody about this, and they defended themselves, or I didn't post it because I got very angry about this comment because it was so stupid. People were. Oh no, I did post it. It was Luke Stevens, and it was and it was just like, oh, you're ignorant. You just don't understand. So I didn't get mad, but I was just like, oh God, who is telling him this? He said that people pool their real money and buy these ships together. And it's like, nobody is pooling $5,000 and allowing only one person has ultimate control over it. No one's going to do that.
I wouldn't trust someone for that.
Like, who would trust somebody with that much money? Nobody would.
Yeah.
Right? Very few people do. Like, I guess like in EVE Online, like games like that there's like technically thousands of dollars in control of one person, right? Like things like that. But nobody pulls real money like that, or very few. Somebody in my comments were like, me and my friends did. And I'm like, well, good for you. You're the minority. Like this guy was saying, the majority of people do this.
It's not a realistic thing that you're going to encounter.
Correct. Like Luke Stevens was saying, a majority of people do this. That's not the case, right? So you have to have a pilot controlled laser because only one person owns the ship. We don't have a scenario where CIG has continuously stated that these ships are for orgs to earn together as a group. And like you could do that with Wicklow with an Idris. You could do that with Wicklow with a Polaris. You can do it, but it's not, that doesn't get them funding, right? So they have to have the solo option on all of these ships. They keep going with this idea here that the true devastating power of the Odin could not be achieved with mere automation, but with disciplined, decisive, and dedicated crew. True. You're right. But you also gave the pilot 12 fucking lasers, dude.
Yeah.
So they don't need to find out the ultimate thing. You can have one pilot on the lasers and one guy on these, on the guns that are bigger than anything on the Bengal. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? It's so stupid. I have no problem with how much the ship costs. They already sold a Javelin that's $3K. They already sold a ship that's $900. They've already sold a ship that's $2K. It's not the money. It's not that I can't afford it. It is just this complete. We have moved the goalpost again to make balance out of control again. At some point, like we have just made this ship has made the development of the game just take longer again. Is how I look at it.
So one annoying thing about this. So for the last, well, pretty much since they announced that like this was going to be on sale, which I think was like late last year, started this year, something like that. Is everyone was saying, you know, like this is one of the items on the pledge store. Sorry, the pledge store on the Kickstarter or whatever, the goals that needed to come through. But from as far as you could tell, there is nothing that said that it had to be like a concept sale. This could have 100% been a ship that was earnable in game. It also makes much more sense for this to be a ship that is earnable in game, like the Bengal is supposed to be. Because you just need way too many people for it. Because even in that example that you used of like, you know, you could have one person flying it and one person on the big turret. This thing is going to move so slow. This is going to have a rotational speed of like the Earth. It's going to take 24 hours for you to do a full 180, right? So you're going to need people to actually operate this thing if you want to, you know, do it. And then even the content that's going to be designed for it is probably going to be few and far between, just because it's not worth CIG's time to make a crap ton of content that can be used with this vehicle. Of course, there could be like dynamic content with PvP and stuff, but in terms of like actual content that CIG developed for it, there won't be a lot, right?
Do you see the chat? I'm sorry. I'll just jump in and say what they're saying to you. They're going, how do you know it's slow? I look at it.
Because if it's fast,
it's
it'd be
huge.
Crazy.
Like in the SCL, they stated it's a battle cruiser, which means it sacrifices hull strength, but has good speed, but also has firepower of a battleship. But that doesn't mean, like, in comparison to what? You can't compare anything to this thing.
There's nothing a similar size. You have to go for like things that are a size slower, which is like a Javelin. And we've seen the Javelin in game and how insanely slow that is, right?
Yeah.
To rotate and stuff. If it was any faster than that would be insane.
Same with the Idris, same with the Polaris. They're slower than the things that would be potentially damaging it.
Yeah. Slight side tangent. and this is probably just a request to Duncan. Please one day give us like a Halloween event where everyone, like on Arena Commander, everyone's in an Idris, but it has all of the speed characteristics of like a Hornet. I want to play that so much.
Yep.
Anyway, um, so I don't know what I was saying before, but yeah, like it will require a lot of people to be even remotely operable. But then it's also like, where does this fit?
It
Like
doesn't.
in
That's
yeah,
my big complaint.
in my like future where the game sits, right? Is it was like people would get to their javelins and they'd be upgrading those or whatever. They would start making these space stations and they would start making their Bengals or repairing their Bengals, whatever that process ends up looking like. And it's like this is supposed to kind of fit in between that, but it's got so much firepower that like does it even fit in between that? Is this not also an end goal ship?
Does this thing just shoot
So
stations?
probably,
Like,
right?
what
Like
else can?
I imagine that's what it's for because it's got other than just the giant laser array in the front, it's also got like what, like 7 size 12s total or something.
Which is like,
That you're also going to be using to kill javelins and idrises and other like subcaps and stuff.
yeah, like the closest other vehicle that has weapons of similar size is the Bengal, and it has what I think they said 1 or 2 size 12s.
Yeah, which I imagine will change just because like I don't think they've actually talked about the Bengals characteristics since they've done like all the upsizing and stuff a couple years ago.
Possibly.
So
Now, I did see a
yeah,
comment real quick that somebody said from the. I guess there's more news coming out of the Bar Citizen. I know I were just before we started, we were talking about Jared tweeted about somebody like recorded him without his
yeah,
consent and knowing or whatever. So I guess more news was coming out of it than I knew. But somebody at the Bar Citizen apparently, allegedly, I can't confirm or deny if this is true. They said it was 5+ years away. That's believable.
yeah,
If they started
100%.
today, it would be minimum a year and a half, probably 2 to 2.5.
Probably 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's going to require so much work. The interior itself is going to be crazy, right?
Well,
This
I
is
mean, the
like
best part is they
yeah,
haven't finished it.
yeah.
They didn't even finish concepting the. They didn't even finish drawing the picture, Croncy, before they sold it for $5K. How insane is that? They didn't even finish drawing the picture. Number 14 is
I
blank.
mean, look at every other like concept ship, and realistically, none of them were finished. They all ended up
No,
completely
no, no.
different to
I
what they were.
know, but it's so funny that like they can't even finish the picture on time. They
Yeah.
couldn't even finish like just in the like hilariousness that is the Star Citizen development. They couldn't even
Mhm.
draw the damn picture on time, dude. It's so funny
Yeah.
to me. I'm not mad about it. I don't care. It's just funny.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
will
sit in
say,
my contemplation room and think about it.
what's the is that the what was the dumb room in the BMM
They're all
that was
dumb.
just like there was one really stupid room when they were concepting when they were reconcepting the BMM that literally was like a meditation room or something, if I remember correctly. Anyway, one thing I do think that's like, why did they do this? So this is supposed to be a battleship, and it is. It's got every gun under the sun. That makes me think battleship. Why does it also have an enormous hangar? It feels like it should be one or the other, right?
Yeah,
It's the hangar is crazy large. I saw someone go, and once again, this is still in concept,
you know
but
why.
someone did like some maths, and like an anvil liberator can fit in there apparently.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, but you know why though? Like they just took
It's
this
because they
thing.
wanted to give it everything, but they didn't
Yeah.
need to.
No, no,
Like
they
that's
don't
the right.
exactly.
Like
You're
I think
100%
it
right.
still would have sold 100% the same amount if it didn't have a giant hangar.
Yeah, because everybody bought it for power, right? Like do you know like Carbon Tails, Q and Gip? They might be a
The
little off
name is
your.
familiar.
Yeah, like you've probably seen them in chat and stuff, but their time zone of like when they stream is a little different than you. That
Yeah.
one of them, I can't remember which one said it in the chat. They're like a couple that streams together. Um, I can't remember which one said it, but they were talking about how this should have probably like been like how they communicated it was a little weird. Is this
Mhm.
an org ship? Is it not an org ship? This probably, like, when they spoke about the ship, should have been spoken more like an org ship, and they kind of
Yeah.
try to, with the idea of, like, you need each other. You got to fill. You got all these guns, and people need to manage them, and blah blah, and like maybe like reloading and rearming and
Mhm.
stuff like that. But it's not really an org ship. It's the reason people bought it is because of the firepower. Like you're saying, it didn't need the hangar. You put 7 size 12 guns.
Yeah.
Everyone that can afford to is going to try to buy
Mhm.
it because they're going to buy power, right? And
Yeah.
um, a little note on week in review: nothing happened this week, so I decided to,
No.
instead of doing a full week in review, do a little tiny one, and then talk about how I want to change mining completely. And like what they've done with all ships and Star Citizen, mining ships included, is it's always like the next step up is like more power, more powerful lasers,
Mhm.
right? It's the single seaters have size 1s, the Mole has size 2s, the Arastra has size 3s. You don't need to do that necessarily. There's better ways of doing things, and um, this is just the epitome of that. It's just like they just went insane. Let's go all the power,
Yeah.
all the cargo hangar, all the this, all the like. Let's just do everything all in one giant ship and sell it for 5K just because we
Mhm.
can.
Yeah.
Just because we can. And you know what? You can. And you can continue to make your game worse and worse every time you do it. Like, I don't know. I think I struggle with it. I don't know how this makes the game better.
The
Outside
ship
of money,
itself.
outside of
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
talking about the ship itself.
Yeah.
How does it make the game better?
Well, it doesn't because there's nothing for it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that needs it yet. And that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. Is like there's not going to be a lot of content for the ship outside of possibly PvP. And it's a big possibly because we've always had the looming thing of like, well, more ships is better than one big ship, generally in PvP.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
Not anymore.
so it's like we'll see. Actually, need to have content for this to be useful. Um, I also like in terms of like the power level, the Bengal does have to be so much better now.
I mean,
Like,
almost the Idris and
yeah.
Polaris and like everything kind of does
Mm.
in a way, right?
Well,
Like,
like my approach is like because the Bengal at the moment is the one non-pledgeable ship. It has to be so much better for me to
it has to
be okay
compete
with
with this.
this. Yeah. So
Fair.
also I do imagine like this is it was maybe covered in the SEL and I missed it. But like we know that ships are going to be craftable. We've got to imagine larger ships are only going to be craftable in like space stations and stuff. Is this going to be a new like long-term goal for people as well? Is crafting these at your tier 1 ships go up to tier 5, right? Modules go to tier
Yes.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this going to be like one of those? Um and maybe that's the case, but and that might be okay as well. Maybe the insurance on this thing means that the second it blows up from your pledge, you're not getting it back for a week and a half.
Which is also, I mean, we talk about that every week of how stupid that is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just don't know what to think. It's just like I see the grin on Jared's face every time. Like I feel like all of this
Mm,
was like this was kind of his baby sort of thing. And
yeah.
again, they made more money than ever. And it's just all it proves is, to me at least, is this is all that really matters, is that they can do whatever they want. They've proven they can do whatever they want, and they will continue to do whatever they want. And I don't understand why they don't want to make a good video game, like the best video game possible. Like I wish they just
Yeah.
wanted to do that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
My a lot of my sentiment comes back to what I've been saying for the last few months since they announced that this was going to be the last concept ship is cool. It better. Do not fucking pull the rug on me right now with
Yeah.
that because this is extremely toxic and they know that. And it also just how many times do we have to talk about like you have to modify the mechanics in the game because this is your uh this is your bread and butter and it causes tons and tons of issues. So This better be the last concept that you sell, and then we'll go from there and try to improve from there.
How do they like how they're gonna have to? Okay, if this isn't coming out for this is the other thing. Is
Mhm.
sure this made them a lot of money today. Where does that money go?
Yeah.
Right. Squadron 42, maybe marketing for Squadron 42, maybe more Star Citizen stuff, dynamic server meshing, all of the
Yep.
development salary. Like they spend around 100 million a year. They made 6 million in
Yep.
one day. They made 30 million this month, right? So they made a third of what they needed to make this month. Good for them. It's gonna disappear before the end of the year. What they made already,
Yeah.
like it's going to get spent. So by the time we come around the corner to actually make this ship, how many people are required to make it? How much tech is going to have to change in order for it to exist? Has this thing paid for itself? My answer is no. Something will have to come in order to have this thing even exist in the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the kind of thing that is like hard to the pill that nobody wants to swallow and always ignores. And that's the whole thing of like, wow, really cool, guys. You could do this without a publisher. There's reason that publishers exist because if they didn't, this is what happens, right? You have the potential of making the coolest game ever, or you can make the Anvil Odin. Cool, one of the coolest ships ever. But again,
once
what
again,
benefit
ship
do we
design
get?
team.
Amazing.
Crushing it.
never going to say a bad thing about you guys, except for when you come on camera and talk like car salesmen about your ships. That's the only thing that I can't do it. But like how do we say anything bad about this? Like they're just doing their job and they did an concepted and such a cool thing.
It's just one of those things where it's just like I just wish it wasn't a pledge.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Like and like we talked about the balance stuff,
exist.
you can mess around with that. Really? You don't wish it didn't exist at all?
No, because again, like what we talked about, like where does it fit? It doesn't fit. Like if it was shrunk down to Idris size,
it needs content.
Then sure.
Yeah.
But like it doesn't, because like we need content for the ships that already exist. And we need to
agree.
Build around what we have. And then like if we keep just going bigger and bigger, like what are we gonna do next, man? Like what's the next thing you're like they're gonna sell space stations. Like it's over. Like that's how I see this, is like this was we will do anything now. Anything. And that's it. Like they're gonna sell space stations. They could sell, like some people in chat are saying, we could sell planets, slots in space. They can and probably will do all of that when I see this. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, is what I'm saying.
It's not the highest wall for them to climb over, right? Like, it doesn't require a lot of...
They've never had the... morality isn't the right word. Like sense of like we need to slow down here.
Yeah.
They've never said that to themselves, right?
Well,
and part of that is why we have such a cool experience.
I will say they sort of the slowing down of we will no longer do concepts, with the exception of the Odin, was like a slowdown, right? It's like, look, we're gonna stop selling stuff that doesn't exist anymore. Kind of, because it's been a year and a half, and this is like the first concept for in that amount of time, right? Obviously, we're still getting new straight to flyable, but that is a very different situation.
It's the same situation in a lot of ways. It's just is less.
I think
feel bad.
Way less
towards the backer.
It's way less scummy.
Yeah.
As well as like as always, the 3 to 6 month waiting period for them to be available in game is still annoying. But it also means that that's faster too, because they're still not sitting in concept for 6 years or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. They did. Somebody in chat says they said no more concept ships, but concept stations, moons, and bases they did not say.
I don't think they will sell stations. I do think they will sell station skins.
Oh
And I
yeah,
do think
and
they can charge the crap out of them as
go
well.
for it,
Like I think because you are in an org, you will spend $200 on a station skin. You know.
bro. I don't want station skins. I want station. Well, like I think maybe I don't know what you mean by skin. Like literally, the entire station looks different. Like not paint.
Yeah, like themes.
Exactly.
Body
Yeah, yeah.
kits. Yeah, body kits. That's what
But
I
yeah,
mean.
like
Yeah.
a body kit type
Yeah,
thing.
I would encapsulate in like yeah, what I'm sort of talking about.
Yeah,
Where it's
hundreds of dollars. Who cares?
mechanically they do the same thing, but they just
Hell yeah.
they've got different things. And that'll happen for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
That is almost all but a guarantee, I think. Because that's going to happen with your player bases too. We're going to get the exact same thing for the player bases.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, yeah. So that was what pushed them over the billion. They were going to hit it. I think they were like $4,000 off a billion before the Odin sale went up. It was like one Odin probably paid for the thing. But they went crazy.
Yeah, good for them. I think, as a backer, I don't know if I could speak for everyone, but I know I feel like, okay, we got a couple more years of following the project and giggling at it, laughing at it, smiling with it, being excited for it, being angry at it, whatever. We got another year or two of riding this wave. Whereas you didn't exactly know over the last few years. So that's a positive, I guess, to take away from it. So
Now to a big negative of this week, which
Yeah.
is right after the Odin sale, everything broke. Star Citizen imploded.
so
Just
all
stopped
I've
working.
done is mine gems. So everything's like
Yep.
kind of okay for me. What has your experience been in the game?
So I think so my Monday, I played a little bit.
And then I
it
want
was
to come back to the
fine-ish
billion
then.
thing
Sure.
for a moment. Okay.
But yeah, they did the little update, and it felt like almost everything broke. You just couldn't do anything. I don't know if it was server related or if it was patch related, but I was getting the same sentiment from a lot of people in my org that just everything went to crap. Which is very interesting because like it was right before the free flight ended too. So something
Yeah.
about that like hotfix patch just turned everything off. Which was very annoying because I was trying to show. I have this one friend where like once a year I show him Star Citizen. We didn't end up doing it last year, so I was like, hey, there are so many, like, we've got the Radiated Valakar, we got Hathor, we got Onyx facilities. I'm going to show you all this stuff. And
none of
just
it works though.
everything
Yeah.
broke.
Even
Like
if
yeah.
even if it wasn't broken the way it is now, most of those experiences have currently like degraded a little bit, unfortunately. Valakar is still very weird, has lots of bugs with it. Hathor's like the best thing to show anybody at the moment, I still think.
Well, except the problem with Hathor was at the time, it was busted in that it was always open. The cave was just permanently open.
Nice.
And so there's just no point in doing the whole thing. You just go straight in the cave, right? Which is like half the experience is the enjoyment of opening it up. And yeah, so I was a little disappointed. I did get to still show him the QV service stations, which were working, although apparently for everyone this week they were not.
Okay, so you got lucky.
From what I hear, that might be people exploiting, because it was all of the like all of the loot stops, all of the loot stores and whatnot that are in like each of the locations
Just empty.
had been emptied out because people just kept on exploiting their way in and permanently like offloading stuff. But we got lucky. We had one that had some stuff. But yeah, it's like, God damn it. Like you hear about the $1 billion thing. You see all these people posting about how, big scam. And you're like, well, no, like I've had fun the last year. And then you log in and everything's broken again and you can't play.
Yeah. I had lots of talks about that with people in the last, like, since we last spoke.
Yep.
This is the best time to bring new people in, because if they can survive it, then they're ready for the next 5 years. then they're
Yeah.
ready for the next 5 years. Because like this is not for your console gamer friend. Like this is not for your friend
Yeah.
who's excited for GTA 6.
No.
Like you cannot you cannot like bring people to this project and be like, look at how amazing this is. They're just gonna
Mhm.
look at you like you're an idiot. Like, yes, there's some amazing things that they're doing. Like, I don't want to take away from the things that they achieved, but like, it's not a
Yeah.
video. It's not ready. It's not ready. Stop pretending that it's ready. It's not
Mhm.
ready. Like, period. Squadron isn't even ready.
Yeah.
Like, how is this? So it's just like, it's not the time for that. And it should be because it's 14 years and it's embarrassing that it's taken this long, but
Mhm.
it's not time for that yet. Like, so
Yeah.
if you bring them in, let them know. Let them know that it's not going to be fun all the time. It's more
Yeah.
of a like, whoa, no other game does this, right? Like that's what you're
Yeah.
showing people. You're showing people like the things that Star Citizen does that nobody else does. Um,
Mhm.
but you don't show it to them like, oh my God, there's so much content. Because even though there is it for those kind of guys? No, I don't think so. So, but
Yeah.
what else happened? Bar Citizen. But before we get to that, I want to
Yes.
come back to the $1 billion thing real quick. A
Mhm.
billion articles came out. And did you go on Twitter at all? Are you a
Yeah.
I did because I had to see because this is
Mhm.
where all the white knights come out and quote
Mhm.
tweet the articles from IGN and from this guy and from that guy, AI written art, whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, every article's title said $1 billion in funding and no release date. That's why the title of this podcast is that. Every single title said that. And every single person quote tweeted that, basically trying to say that that was wrong. When those two things are facts.
They are, but they can be misleading, and
How?
provably so. The amount of people that I saw, because I did see those, and there were a lot of those of people being like too protective of CIG in
Of
this instance.
course. Yeah.
There was a lot of people that I saw posting about it that had no idea that the game, like a lot of people assume that Star Citizen
That you could try
is
it now.
literally nothing. Yeah,
Got it.
try it. But like even with that in mind, like so many people just have no idea that there is anything remotely playable in this game, right? They just assume that the
Got it.
game is permanently like a private alpha. Um uh and
I mean,
that
it
came out a
is
lot. There's a lot of people
to
talking like that.
backers,
Yeah, true.
I guess.
But
But
yeah, like it's a that is a big problem more with like I can't blame someone for thinking that because that is a CRG marketing issue that has been a thing forever. Um uh as well as like when the game even is in a somewhat playable state, there's still like so many bugs that like it might as well be a private alpha. So
yeah,
it's I think yeah, people were defending it too aggressively. At the same time, a lot of those articles were just word for word copies of other articles and
they always
just
are. I mean,
complete flop.
there's
And
nothing
at the same
that's
yeah. Like
always going to be a thing. But I don't understand
yeah.
the defending of essentially facts to me. So, but yeah, I get what you're trying to
It's
say
the
now.
same thing when it's like there's always a part of me anytime someone says Star Citizen's is a scam, it always gets me of like, look, it's not.
But it is.
But like yes, there are tons and tons of management issues. They don't fix XYZ like ever, blah blah blah. There's a lot of problems with the game. It is objectively not a scam,
But it
but
objectively is.
you could feel like you've been scammed when you buy the game 100%.
Well, you are. Because we talked about it earlier when I bring it up all the time. Your money you think is being spent on Star Citizen, but not all of it is. Don't know what percentage of it is, but I'm guessing that a majority of it is not being spent on Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Majority of the development is still not on the game that you paid money for.
Yeah.
that you're getting a ship for. You can't even buy Squadron 40. Like, that's the scam part. So, like, technically, like,
Yeah.
you can argue either way, but I don't think any of the articles were saying it was a scam. So,
They're not. No, no, no. This is more people talking about it, as well as like the extra one that gets me is when people call it a Ponzi scheme because they don't know what a Ponzi scheme is. they're, they're just like
technically it
synonymous with
is.
scam. This is a Ponzi scheme. It's like no, they're not.
Technically it
I'm not
is.
getting dividends. CIG aren't giving me money back.
No, you're not getting dividends, but when you spent money on the Banu Merchantman, that money went to make the ships that came before it.
Oh shit!
And then
You're
the
so
ships
right.
that came before it go to make the ships that the new, right? So it kind of is.
You know
and
what?
then at
You're
some
right.
point they run out of
Yep.
money and they can't make the ships anymore. So then they sell
You're
a
actually
picture of the Anvilodin, and then
yeah.
there you go.
You're actually so right, but they don't know that that's the Ponzi schemes, and that's what makes me.
So it's like all these things are like they're kind of true. It's like it's kind of weird because they're kind of true,
Mm.
and it's like how else can it work though? Like that's crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, like that's what it
Yeah.
is. But it's also like you put the money up front and you hope to get something out of it.
Mhm.
The way CIG has done it is like just weird and has continuously just pushed the power up and up and up and up because they think
Yeah.
that that's what will people because they think that's what people will buy. It's actually because they know that's what people will buy.
Yeah.
But again, is that the best for the game? Probably not. But I did find it funny. All the community members like just blindly defending from these articles when the articles like really weren't saying anything that horrible. Like the
Yeah.
ones that I read were just like it hit $1 billion in funding. It's crowdfunded. Like they just like listed off the facts. And like,
Yeah.
of course, the title has to be somewhat catchy, but like they're not going to
Yeah, of
say $1 billion in game, no release date in sight, but alpha playable, or or is not out of out. Like like you can't list the whole thing in the title. The title has to be you posted
Yeah.
YouTube videos before. Like it's got to be
Yeah,
catchy.
yeah.
So
Speaking of those titles, it did not help CIG's like image here that once again it was the Odin that like pushed them into this 1 billion as well, because every article title was like with the announcement of a $5,000 ship that you
Yeah.
can't fly.
Yep.
CIG have hit $1 billion or whatever. It's like
It should have been the little Drake ship or something, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. That would have been way better.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I don't know. Where do you want to go with the show from
We
here?
were about to start to talk about Bar Citizen.
Got it.
So, yeah, big Bar Citizen as they continue on their Bar Citizen World Tour. We, as per usual, we just got a bunch of information from people talking and asking questions and all this sort of stuff. The biggest one, in my opinion, well, like a lot of stuff Squadron related, as you can imagine, because people are like, "Where is Squadron?" You still seem pretty confident that it's this year, based on how you've talked, like literally a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Jared said it.
Yeah. So, like, what's the deal and all this sort of stuff? And the biggest thing that I saw them talk about in some of these Bar Citizen things was apparently there will be no Squadron presence at Summer Games Fest, which that was my like. This is when you announce it. This is the one that makes the most
If you're
sense.
going to announce it, it should be there.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. It gives you the most eyes. It makes the most sense in terms of like a time perspective of like releasing within 6 months of that. And yeah, apparently no presence at
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Active or somebody made. I think it was Active, right? That made a video about Summer Games Fest. Like it's all I didn't watch it yet. I guess I'm not going to now that we like know. But the like all signs were pointing to that's where it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then Astropub came out and said that he talked to developers that told him that it's 2027, which was like crazy. My whole thing was like, holy shit, dude. You just said, like, I talk to developers all the time. I've actually never heard anything about any release dates.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy, you burned some bridges potentially there, man. So that was like most of what I was
Yeah,
saying. I was
like
like,
if
is it
true, that
worth
is
the
a
risk?
huge one.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
if true, it's gotta be now if you're not doing Summer Games Fest, right?
Yeah. There's like this is a big game. Whether you like Squadron or not, it's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be a big game. It's got too many large names attached to it to not have a massive marketing campaign.
Not even that.
Um
It's gonna have a cool looking
yeah.
trailer. It's gonna catch people's eye. Like, guys, everybody that's here is here because something about Star Citizen caught your eye.
Mhm.
Squadron is gonna be like a AAA single player game, so it's gonna have the entry level feel of a
Mhm.
AAA single player game. That $70 ish range that many gamers are willing to spend on a single player
Yeah.
experience. It's not a
Mhm.
$5,000 Odin. Like that's what Star
Yeah.
Citizen unfortunately pushes people away with its you know, feel of pay to win, you know, you can argue whatever you want about it, but
Mhm.
that definitely like is like, whoa, you know, can I even $48,000 pack, like all those comments kind of thing. Am I
Yeah.
okay if I just spend 45? Like, am I going to be screwed? You know, that's what people ask all the time. And that's because
Mhm.
the funding makes them feel a certain way.
Yeah.
This game is going to be approachable for way more people, depending on our machines. I mean,
Yeah.
holy did AI and all this other stuff kind
Rip.
of screw up a lot of maybe Star Citizen and other game studios plans of
Just
like,
just
hey,
every game studio.
yeah,
Like,
like hardware will
goddamn.
progress so we could try and push things further.
Yeah.
Like you can't push anything further anymore right now, like or not as much as
Yep.
they were maybe planning on it. Um, but yeah,
I
so
I like obviously there's a little bit of a tangent. Yeah, I upgraded my computer to like pretty top of the line when like the 3080 came out.
yep,
And I was like,
same.
I'll be set for a while. And then this year it started to feel like, oh, okay, an upgrade might be in order soon. Fuck no, it's not. I
Yeah.
ain't paying those prices for
You have to
any of
pay a
that stuff.
premium anyway, being in Australia, right?
Generally, yeah. Generally things are
Like,
like an extra like 20-30% more expensive.
yeah. So like now it's already an extra 100, 200%.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
forget it.
There's a part of me that's like, "Oh, man, what if I just, like, went really, really hard on content for, like, 2 months and then was just like, hey Nvidia, wouldn't it be cool if you, sent me a free graphics card or something?'"
Would they even do that anymore? Do they even care about gamers anymore? They used to.
Yes, they actually did once. Once again, we're continuing on tangent, but it's fun.
Who
There was
cares? It's
a
still part of Star Citizen.
3 years ago, someone submitted me for a creator competition for Nvidia where they gave me a graphics card and then 2 graphics cards to give away. They were 4060s. And I won the competition. And
Let's
then
go.
I
That's awesome.
sold the 4060 they gave me, and then I gave away the other 2.
Easy.
Um, yeah.
Bet you wish you had that now.
Oh, no, the
Probably worth.
4060 is way worse than the 3080.
No.
Oh,
I
but
mean,
yes, it would
it'd
be
be
worth
worth
more.
more.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Pokemon cards now, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
pre the AI bubble, but so
yeah. So we'll see. But yeah. So other news that came out was 4.9. I'm trying to. I'm
yes.
going off the top of my head. You might have a list in front of you. I don't have it in front
Siege
of
of
me right now.
Arson, 4.9.
Yep.
This is our, as far as I'm aware, this is like our first little glimpse at what's coming next after we get the like
Correct.
so
We're going to see a
we know
roadmap
we'll get
this week. So it's probably a
yeah, yeah,
very
and
early
a
look at
monthly
what's in the
report
roadmap
too.
and a monthly report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that we've got the Xenothreat event should be starting up in like a week or two.
Days probably.
Presumably. Yeah. Could be this week. And then it's like, well, we have no idea what's coming after that. So yeah, apparently Siege of Arson. Sweet. So this is supposed to be the like instanced rework of Siege, which I'm very excited for because one of my favorite things in the game ever when it worked, of course, once again. But it was like one of the cool like first times where you had, you know, more than 30 people actively working together to do something in the game, which is like cool. Feels like an MMO
Do you
when you get those
think
experiences.
after doing Hathor, after doing
Hmm.
Rockbreaker, after doing um Radiated Valakar,
Hmm.
bro, it's just killing NPCs. Do you think that they
Well,
stepped it
that's
up
the
at
thing. Is
all?
it? I would hope they update it. I
Same.
would hope it is more than just here is exactly what Siege was copied
Yeah.
into an instance thing. I hope they add some stuff into it. But even then, like it's maybe closer to Hathor, but like you still don't have like 30, 40 people doing Hathor. Like one of the coolest things about this event, in my opinion, was the fact that you can't fly, with the exception of like when you're heading to the last admin building, right?
Hmm.
Um, that was a really, really cool thing, seeing so many people on foot working together and then actually using global chat for more than just like slurs and stuff. Um,
Wait.
uh, so like yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes again. I also never got to see your Easter egg in Siege of Orison,
You
so I'm
might not.
hoping
They
that's
might have
still
taken it
there.
out. Yeah, I'm hoping it's still
Oh,
there
rip.
too. But we'll see. It might
Um,
not be there anymore. I gotta ask.
but I'm also like even if they don't update it, I am just kind of curious to see like how big instance content works with this game. It was like one of the big things of like every
Yep.
time they come up with a new tech is like sometimes it doesn't actually solve the problem they're trying to solve. Sometimes it creates more problems. So it's gonna be
Correct.
really curious to see if this does make these experiences better, because if it does, a ton of other content that they've been making and that they've been talking about becomes like imaginable, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, same with the irradiated Valakar. Like that was definitely built to be instanced. We won't like if they do instances, then we no longer need 100 QV stations. Do we are we able
Yeah.
to fit more players in when they do that? Like,
Hmm.
like what are the benefits we gain from instancing is what I'm more curious about seeing rather than is Siege of Orison fun? Because it's probably
Yeah.
going to feel like the rest of the content in game. You fight against
Yeah. Mhm.
NPCs. The NPCs are brain dead. Maybe there's some cool puzzles. There might be a cool reward at the end. As long as I can kind of maybe see the future and where they're trying to go, I'm cool with it. It'll be cool. But when it comes to the tech part, it's like I need to really
Yeah.
see the future. Yeah, and also
Well, that's
Abe
the
and
thing,
Chaz
right?
saying maybe
Yeah.
instancing improves the AI.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of the most fun things was when Siege was working well on like a low pop server where the server was solid. Doing like little like sniping runs and stuff in Siege of Orison was so much fun because the NPCs weren't just standing there doing nothing the whole time.
Yep.
And getting to like experience that would be really nice in just a working area. Like so much of this game is like, god damn, this would be great if things worked properly. Uh, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Obviously, free fly ended, drops
Yep.
ended. Um, Drops were great for me. Like I just always had lots of people there. I was able to just
Mhm.
hang out, mine, be myself, and
Yep.
seems to be carrying over too when playing other games and stuff. And
Mhm.
so I hope they keep doing that because it's great for the content creators that stream their game. It's definitely
Yeah.
got more eyes on it. It made total sense to
Mhm.
do it right before the free fly. We promote the free fly, a bunch of people jumping in the free fly. They make $30 million. Like everyone's
Yeah.
happy then, right? Like it works for everybody.
100%.
So I don't have anything else really outside of the.
There's a lot more stuff from the Bar Citizen
That's right.
that,
That's
that
right.
that's probably worth talking about. So, first off, they talked about base building a little bit. Apparently,
Okay.
not this year. So I think there was a lot of
Yes, it's
people, honestly, myself
2027.
included, after they talked about crafting, is that we would maybe get like a tech preview with base building this year or something. Apparently, target is next year. I think that's still fine. There's still a lot of problems they've got to solve for base building to be remotely a thing in this game, I think. So not crazy surprising, but it also makes me wonder, like, well, what's after Siege of Orison? What's going to be like the big patch of this year? Because we're halfway through, right? It is June. Well, in Australia right now, it is June as of an hour ago. So we're in a weird thing with that. New
It's my
enemy
brother's
faction
birthday
coming
there.
next patch. Oh, nice! Happy birthday
Yeah.
to your brother. It was my
Thank
wife's
you.
birthday an hour ago.
Nice. Happy birthday to
Um,
your wife.
yeah. Uh, Alien Week, we knew that the Raylan was coming. Apparently, there was another ship coming as well,
Yeah.
inspired by a ship from 2001: A Space Odyssey, which could be a couple of different things that are very
Tell me because I've
interesting.
never seen it. What could
So
it be?
there's the one that a lot of people are theorizing is there's this weird like ball ship, like it's like a little sphere. Uh,
Okay.
uh, so it could be that. I remember there's also like the main ship that they use when they actually travel to Jupiter. or Saturn, wherever they travel. I don't remember. Isn't alien-y enough, so I don't think it'll be that. But it's like a long-term environment ship. Think like Project Hail Mary style thing. Uh, so no idea what that'll be, but cool, sweet. What else have we got?
Suit
2027
lockers.
ship schedule being worked on. Apparently 600i series rework is getting pushed, as in like someone is pushing for it.
Okay.
Specifically. Yep.
The
Suit
end.
lockers.
The end of
Yep.
Defense Con said, "See you next year with the Kraken."
Yes. Yeah.
That was another
So
thing.
that's
So we know what
a
the
big deal one.
highlight ship of next year's Defense Con is already.
Yes. Yeah. And then let me see. Sorry, so I've got multiple lists here.
Nyx 1 was mentioned somewhere in one of the ones I saw.
Yeah, I believe I saw that as well. So I think it was specifically that like all of them should be in by the end of the year, all of the planets.
Which means new planet tech.
Hopefully.
I mean, Nyx
Hopefully
1
they don't go
shouldn't
like.
come without it, but who knows? Maybe they.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully they don't just go like,
Eh,
chuck in a current planet tech version. It's like,
yeah,
no, just
maybe.
don't bother if you're not going to give us the new stuff. The Odin will be back, which is not surprising.
Of course.
Do not expect the Odin soon, at least 5 years. So presumably post 1.0. But 5 years could 1.0 still probably won't be in within 5 years. So, but it is far down the line.
You know
in
what I'm going
terms
to
of
start
actually
doing?
releasing.
I'm just going to create a random Reddit account and say I went to the Bar Citizen and just make up a list of random shit and see what happens.
How do you can we start Polymarket for Star Citizen predictions and then just post on Reddit that this is what Chris told me? I think money.
I'm
And
just
we can
gonna
buy Odins with that.
True. I'm gonna do that. I'm doing it. I'm gonna make a random thing and say I was there and they said all this silly stuff and see what happens just for fun.
What else are we looking at? Lots of stuff that I don't think is super relevant. Will there be a pool table on the Odin? Love that question. Yeah.
Why even
so it's a lot of like, people just come up with like random questions and stuff. Here we go. So Oris and Repel raid missions, will they be coming back? They are not sure if they'll be included 4.9, but instancing is supposed to be there for 4.9 as necessary for them. So the Repel raids will also apparently be a part of the same system, but probably not with 4.9 itself. Yeah. Those are the main things that I'm seeing.
We'll probably see a lot more information this coming week with month report and 4.9 roadmap. So, yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, so there you go. $1 billion. Games releasing next week. And if you guys want to talk about that, you can go to the description below and go to our podcast. Go to our Discord. We take calls every week. You can have your little say about anything and everything Star Citizen. Just head into the green room, and then we chat it up. We have plenty of people in the crew today, so we won't be taking any more after that. But make sure you jump in next time.
Yes, and you ready? We can go to our first one.
Let's do it.
All right, our first caller is from my org, Leroy Lemon, who used to have a different
Leroy,
name.
how you doing?
I still like your old name better, Leroy. Is he just muted,
Leroy,
or is he mad at me?
Oh, I had push to talk.
There you go.
There you go.
Lovely.
Hello. Yeah, maybe I'll make a change back. I don't know.
it was Hudson Hawk. It was just I liked it. It rolled off the tongue.
Okay, right. I do recognize Hudson Hawk.
Yeah. Oh man.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I hate the Odin.
Okay. What about it?
In what way?
Everything about it. Absolutely.
Hates the name, hates the design. Actually hates space. Why is this not just a naval ship? Like, what the hell?
Right. It's just kind of just like everything that's bad with the game is put in this one ship, I feel.
Depending on how you look at it, it's everything.
That'd be ridiculous. It doesn't have flat blades.
Oh, not soon. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. or the specialized weapon packs with the specialized paints that they're bundled with the weapon packs. No, but Croncy, you were talking about the Odin being like the largest ship, aside from the Bengal not being sold or whatever.
Oh, get ready for it. It's
Yep.
coming,
Yeah,
Croncy.
they said that this is the last concept ship that they will sell.
Mhm.
They could still theoretically sell a larger ship straight to flyable, I guess, and
Right.
still be on their word. But yeah,
You're
Well, you
about to be
still have
actually.
you still have yeah, you still have the Pegasus and the Retribution that they've
which
that's in
well,
the
that's
works or
what I'm saying. So
whatever.
those are, if they are true to their word, those are not being sold for real money if they are available in game.
We shall see.
100% we shall see. Yeah. I will say with the Retribution, because I hear people talk about the Retribution, that is a set piece. Like that will not be a ship that we can fly, almost certainly. In the same way that like you can't fly the Death Star, you know what I mean? The Pegasus is a more interesting one because that one gets brought up quite frequently. And what I hope they do with it,
I don't
is
even know what that is.
maybe it's big. It's supposed to be, as far as I'm aware, it's another carrier, right?
Yeah, it's just a little bit smaller than the Bengal.
Yeah.
A little bit shorter. It's kind of like a longer, sleeker Polaris kind of.
It looks a lot more like an actual carrier, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's got a bunch of lore. I don't think they've talked about. If I'm looking at the actual like StarSystem.tools thing at the moment, it looks like they haven't talked about it since 2014. At least no relevant information. Sorry, 2015.
Right.
Uh,
God, that's a long time.
that I would hope would be in a similar vein to the Bengal, a ship that like we would make, and then yeah, or
With
like recover,
station,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
it is supposed to accommodate 16 Hornets and 16 Gladiators, so it is a proper carrier. Like this
yeah,
is
it's a proper
designed to
carrier,
be
yeah.
a carrier. Anyway,
I'm kind of curious if they're. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if they're gonna sell that whenever they get around to making it. But I have no doubt that
Why not?
I have no doubt in my mind that they'll continue to make and sell big ships. They just won't concept them anymore.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
tease them or whatever.
That's
But
why they're very clear about the no more concepts, but they will continuously.
yeah.
They're going to do
Yeah.
Mark IIs. They're going to do
Mhm.
the flight blades. They're going to do the flight blades without doing flight blades, which was like the Alpha, the Wolf L-22 Alpha Wolf. They're going to do all sorts of stuff like that.
right.
They're
Which
gonna
I
do
want to be clear,
everything.
I have no problem with them making more ships because I do think even though we have a ton, I think there's a lot of holes in the kind of ship matrix in terms of like player expression and stuff like that.
Also, the old ships suck.
Yeah.
Like the new ships are just
Yeah.
better now. Like
They are better
cargo ships are
designed for the
better.
game we are currently playing.
Yeah.
So I got no problem
More
with
to
that.
learn.
It is just it is as long as it doesn't come at the cost of other things, which is like that's why the like no more concepts kind of makes a big difference. Is it's like there's no more ships going into the backlog.
Yep.
Well, it
But
kind of feels like their
there are.
old design was more treating ships as stepping stones as opposed to lateral choices that
Yeah.
come at the
Even though
same
like
problem from a
Mike
different
talked about how
direction.
like he talked about like how he's apparently done like this video on, you know, he wants mining to change. It's like one of my favorite things that they did with the mining ships is like, yeah, so like your laser power goes up, but like a lot of rocks require less laser power, and if you have too much, you're gonna screw it up. And like that was a pardon it, but that was a good stepping stone towards a good system of having like specific ships for specific jobs rather than just going 1, 2, 3, and
Yeah.
then always be at 3 type thing.
It sounds good on paper, but unfortunately in practice, like you fly around a golem and a prospector, and you're just finding impossible, you know. And like if you scan for
that's
hours,
the thing that needs to be fixed.
yeah, like you scan for hours and you finally find something worth mining, and then it says impossible. It's like, oh, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, having bespoke ships for certain things is nice and everything, but it kind of locks people out from more lucrative kind of jobs and whatnot when you're giving the higher paying or higher not quality, but the more valuable stuff to basically larger ships, you know.
yeah.
Sort of, yeah. There's a big balancing act. I've had this discussion with someone else before, where it's like there's a big balancing act of like you need to make the big ships worth it to operate, because otherwise people will never take them out, and like then what's the point of having them in the first place? But you also need them to not be so much more lucrative that there's also now no reason to take out the small stuff. And that is a hard balancing problem to deal with. And it's like, I think a lot of that is going to come down to how they value the multiplayer aspect of the game. I was really hoping that like engineering would be able to be one of the levers here, that they could like modify this a lot. I don't think that's come about yet. Like the systems are in place there, but they're still kind of irrelevant a lot of the time. Yeah. I don't know the solve.
Yeah, I don't envy the person having to solve that problem either.
I hope it's more than one person.
Yeah.
Right.
They got Billy in the corner. This one guy just, I don't know what to do,
It's
man.
1,000 people and they haven't figured it out yet. So yeah,
man.
But Leroy, anything else you want to say? Because we do got a big list, so kind of want
to. Wasn't there a mention that the operations is going to be the bridge for the Ironclad now? Or
I did see that as well. Yeah. So
What's
from
that
Bar
about?
Citizen, apparently. So from Bar Citizen, someone asked about like, operating the Ironclad from the operations center rather than the command center, and apparently, like, yeah, they're looking at it.
Cool.
Yeah. I made a Spectrum post about it. I'm like, it's the best looking bridge that isn't a bridge that's in the game.
Yeah, but also like the Drake flying it from the side is like, it's
like that should be like a kind of cool perk about it.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Caterpillar, is it's different.
Oh, well, that could be the Caterpillars thing, but I also kind of thought it was interesting that the command module, it doesn't really strike me as really a lifeboat. It strikes me more as a like a boarding craft to kind of go with the more.
Oh yeah.
Drake's
thing. It strikes me as a waste of development and a waste of time, because it doesn't really do much of anything.
It's a cool thing. That it is cool. Like, it is important to have cool and unique things, but it feels like it took up so much development time on something that is just kind of cool.
Just kind of cool. Like, it just isn't. It's not like it doesn't. Not everything needs to be super wow. Yeah, not everything needs to be super wow, but it's just like, that was probably a waste of money and time. But all right, Leroy, we're gonna let you go. We'll get to some other people. All right, brother. See you soon.
Appreciate the call, man. Have a
good one. All right, and our next caller is Warbot Nix Alt, but it's Warbot Nix, who's called in a bunch of times. So, how you doing, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Overall, just the overall state of 4.8.
All right.
It's been rough this week.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure if you guys have been hearing about this, but apparently people are getting shard locked.
Yes.
I heard. I keep seeing people say Foxy Loxy made a video like raging today, which does not and has never happened. And everyone's like, yes. Everyone's like, yes, it's happening.
Yeah, so I saw some of the video. He said that he's now withholding his wallet. Like, this is very frustrating. Even I had an issue too, where I was trying to record a video, and I could not leave Microtech for 2 days because I could not summon a ship.
What?
It's
Does
very,
he
it's
have
very
an Odin?
318 sounding.
Does he have an Odin?
More than likely.
But who gives a shit if he's like closing his wallet?
If he does have an Odin, then it's a bug.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have an Odin, then it's a feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta unlock the game.
Yeah. I will say
Yeah,
this though, Warba, is there any way you could go somewhere where you're not on a road
Like
with
next
cars?
to a highway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me walk through. No.
Just because, like, okay. So we'll probably let you go pretty quick because it's pretty hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay.
$1 billion. Where?
Yes. What I'll say is yes. I've seen a lot of people apparently having this issue this week, where and I don't know the truth of it. I haven't seen this video from Foxy, and I also don't know the truth of it. But I did see someone say that like they then asked CIG support, and their answer was like tough shit. So that's very 318. He was like, we don't know how to fix this. I don't know, man.
Oh, so I saw that. It was Bearded who was like, all right, people are getting locked out, and the tools I normally use to fix this did not work. So you have to wait till it gets fixed by somebody else. Like, I'm not a programmer. I just have these few tools.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like he's like getting, like, it's like a killing the messenger kind of situation. Like, he's getting like shit for that post when it's not really deserved, I don't think.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But all right, Warbox, we'll let you go unless it sounds like you're in a quiet place for a moment here, maybe.
Yeah, I took a detour.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm away from. But
Cool.
yeah, the two other things that I'm going to quickly do is that 4.8 and Defense Con just brought up a lot of bad feelings I've had for the last 2 years, and just like all going into one. So we have 3.18 light experience in terms of player locked out.
Yeah.
Very
but
light.
also and I come from World of Warships, so I'm used to the anti-consumer like bundling, and I just saw their like I saw the blades and paints come back, and I sat there going, God damn it.
Yeah.
This is still here.
Same. And
so
and
clearly
we said we were gonna rage and we didn't, and we tried, like I did a little bit, but like I give up. It's over, man. Like any chance of it not being like that, like this, it has died this year. We lost.
Yeah, and the Odin, while cool, I literally am just writing a title here. It says, "Cool Odin, cool battleship, something to ignore for 5 years."
Yeah.
So
yeah, true.
It's just store credit.
Yeah.
If you spent
That's
real
the
money,
other
it's
thing,
just store
like-
credit right now.
How different
Yeah.
right now is the game from 5 years ago? How different is the game going to be from 5 years from now? Right? Like it's a hard one to judge by in a lot of ways. Like this ship is not going to work remotely how we think it will. You know?
No, I
Or the
mean,
game period.
we're not
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not too sure yet. I mean, like right now, it's just very hard to tell with how things with the server loads and everything. I understand Chris is trying to push for 10,000 players in a shard. I'm going like, it can barely hold 500, like properly. So
We'll see
but
what
maybe there might
Instancy.
be some magic. Yeah, and see what
It's the next
Instancing
magic.
does. But yeah, but it has been quite frustrating. And the cool part is that like before this patch, this was my daily game. I wasn't actually just bedlogging, enjoying mining, and just literally going on mining expeditions in Pyro for days straight.
Since the wipe, I have played the game like more than I have in maybe like 6 months, until the patch happened that broke a bunch of stuff.
Me too, for like a week, and now I just can't do it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just very frustrating. And I actually just withheld inviting my coworkers to play. I'm like, all right, never mind, don't come in.
Yeah.
Again.
Yep.
Yeah, but all right, I'm getting back on the main road then. I will talk to you guys later. I'll try just drive to my the trading card shop next time instead of walking.
Good luck,
man.
Whatever tournament you're playing, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, I already got blown up by the store championships yesterday, 2-3.
Rip.
2 bricked hands, but I beat one of the best players in the state. So I'm like, okay, that's embarrassing. But all right,
Fair
but
enough.
all
All right.
All right, we're
right,
about.
all right. Good
Thank you,
luck
man.
for Croncy.
Bye
All
now.
right, bye.
Nice. Another trading card gamer.
Yeah, we've talked a couple of times of,
Hell yeah.
of trading card games. There is a lot more TCG players in the Star Citizen community than I thought there was originally. But of course there is. We've all got far too much money. Of course we're playing trading card games.
Same concept.
Yeah.
It's a Fleet Viewer with cards. It's all the same.
Hey,
All right.
guys, imagine if CIG banned you from playing your Idris that you spent like $1,000 on. Isn't that
True.
fun?
True. That's a thing that's possible. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring in Space Monkey business. Our next caller. Our regular
Space Monkey,
Space Monkey.
how we doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What do you want to
Well,
talk about?
I think the first thing would be the Odin, because
Mhm.
I was watching the video and I was like, okay, cool, and then they pulled out the thing with the lasers, and then they pulled out the thing with the 40 torpedoes, and then they lost me. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I mean, even the hangar was maybe a bit too much, but it is just a Swiss Army knife for way too. No, I wouldn't say way too much money, but it felt a bit too much. I was like, even if they had like just the
Yeah.
normal guns and the big turrets, they would have sold the same amount. I was like,
That's what I'm saying. It feels so over the top.
Yeah.
yes,
It's like they felt they needed to
Like-
justify a $5,000 price.
Yeah.
You've already sold a $3,000 ship. Like,
Yeah.
I think they just
mean,
wanted to make
it-
sure it's sold. Like, they don't, like, it just feels to me like they do not care about the player experience in this game
mm,
at the moment, at the very least. It is,
mean,
they
when
have a
I'm-
one-track mind, Squadron 42, and it doesn't matter how
Yeah,
they get
kind of.
there.
I mean, for me, that the Odin felt like, you remember the Bengals from the gameplay trailer from Squadron 42, and there was
Yeah.
another Bengal who had like also like 3 cannon turrets
Mhm.
right at above where the normal Banger has none. And I always felt it feels like a blend of the two variants together with like too much firepower.
Yeah,
It's
which
just
that's the
too
thing as well. Like I
much.
was hoping
It's
that,
way
like,
too much.
I was hoping that like a lot of this sort of thing would be something that we would create. Like when they announced, and it was very loose, but when they announced like, hey, we're going to be like crafting Bengals in these like space station docks and whatever. When they announced that, I was like, oh, sick. I hope that also means we'll be able to make all these variants that they've been doing and like showing and stuff. And then like I feel like that's less likely now because they're just going to keep giving us, even if they're available in game, they're just going to keep giving us, this is the ship that does the XYZ at the larger
Yeah.
size.
Yeah. I mean, also like the irony of the article saying this $5,000 ship pushed Star Citizen over the line. It's like it's such an irony. So crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It did them no favors at all.
No. One question for you guys: what was the highlight of the defense for you?
I'm a huge fan of the M80. I'm a big fan of the M80.
Okay.
That was cool. Actually, I will say, no, you know what was dope? The hologram of the Odin. That is a cool in-game thing that is kind of fun.
Can I say,
You only look at it once, but yeah.
am I allowed to say NPC refueling?
100%.
Like that
Sure.
that I can
That's part-
refuel
that's part of
that I
it.
can refuel
Yeah.
myself?
Yeah.
I don't
also
care
like
about
that.
any ship. Maybe the flames and hookers at DefenseCon. Like just a different coat of paint
Yes.
on the same thing. Right? Like it's
Yeah.
the same shit every year, and this year felt different, and that was probably a nice change. But like no ship excites me anymore, especially not like refueling ships or anything like that. But the act of NPC refueling has been nice, although I've had bugs with it where it doesn't work anymore. So
because for me it was the body kits of the ship, and I was like,
true. That's yeah. Yep. Agreed.
I mean, if they just sell those and do it for every ship and don't make them earnable or buyable in game, it was so much money they will make. I believe.
I don't know if it'll sell more than ships, because again, I think people are proving how much they want to buy. Like what the Odin does is it shows you what selling power will for money does. Like again, paying to win is what like looks like the ship. You have the argument of yes, everything needs to be manned. Okay, blah 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 blah. But what is the mentality of the player? I need this. Why do they feel they need it? 3 size 12s, 12 lasers. Like that's what's drawing them to it. I don't think many people are going, yeah, me and the boys, we're gonna ride the tram on this bad boy, and it's gonna be sick, right? Like nobody's thinking that.
I think I can find the clip. One of the first things I said about the Odin is I can't wait to be a concierge person on the tram.
Yeah.
Just
in my own ship.
all the way through the ship.
Endlessly going around my own ship and never going to the convention.
Yeah. So literally, Mike, you're wrong. That's me, apparently. That's the job I wanted to.
Fair enough.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. I will actually say I don't know if it's necessarily it's like the power as much as it's the aesthetic. I think the aesthetic of it.
The aesthetic is what
which includes the weapons. Yeah, I think it includes like the giant weapons and stuff. I think that's more of a selling point to a lot of players. But
we don't have a ship-looking ship. This is the first one.
Well, it's also like the size is also part of the aesthetic. The
maybe the 890.
I was just about to say 890. True.
Yeah.
That's a yacht. It's different. It's luxurious.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I was also saying, not to myself, I will not buy another big ship, because I've, in my opinion, too much already, or enough. Let's say enough. Except when Anvil brings out something big, and it's this, and I was like, no, never, not in this life. I will buy this thing. So basically, that's it for me. But I just hope that with all the extra cash they make from that, and apparently they sold like 1,500 Odins, and that made like 9 million or something when you calculate it. They will, if Squadron 2 comes out, or before, when the developers have more time, and then just in the last stretches, they need to hire some additional people. It is just ridiculous how fast I hope. Please hire additional people and speed up. Please.
Hiring additional people does not mean it gets faster.
Yes,
I think there are resources.
And all the shit.
There are resources that can probably be reallocated. Hiring people is not the answer. Hiring people, you end up getting a lot slower because you end up having a lot more problems with management, and then you have a lot more problems where there's now extra people that have to first off make sure they're on the same page as everyone is, and in already a massive company, it can create a lot more problems. They have more than 1,000 people working there. The biggest thing I would think is that like the resources for like level design, as well as things like sound design and stuff that are on Squadron that probably could move over to Star Citizen without causing many issues. That sort of stuff might speed up.
Yeah, I was a good boy. Oh, I was a good boy, and I waited, and I didn't interrupt. I think I was a very good boy today. I'm just gonna point that out. But I think you're wrong in some aspects of look at what a guy like Torsten has to control. It's like engineering, salvaging, mining, and guess what? They're all shit. So if people who have like ownership over major features, if we split that up amongst multiple people, and then like, you know, you have your leadership that decides the overall direction of the game, that would probably be a better thing. So it's not like not hiring people, like it could help, right? I think it helps in the most important aspects of the game, like that right now is like we always have major features fall behind and not get maintained and or remain in a tier 0 state forever because that same person or team or groups of people move on to the next thing. If they, were able to cultivate this thing and create an experience alongside everyone else as a core group, that would be probably better. I don't know anything about game development, but just like
I think,
from a human
yeah.
perspective, you would think that like focusing on one thing and making sure that one thing is really good is what most video games that aren't trying to be everything do. So if you do that within your game, maybe it'll be better, right? Like if you have this person or people focusing on making mining great, then and that's what they do, then mining will be better than it is today. And if you have somebody or a group of people focusing on salvaging and make sure it's great, it will most likely be better than it is today. Like somebody yesterday mentioned, like, hard space shipbreaker or something. Like, why can't Star Citizen be like that? Because that game, all it needed to be was a salvage game. It doesn't have to be all these other things.
Yeah. I think
Well,
the problem
for
you
me-
get when you have that though, if let's say you do have like this one person or group of people that are just responsible for mining in this example.
Maybe not just, but
Once
you know
they're
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do, but I think they are probably already doing the thing where it's like they have these people that are like, yes, you are going to spend 6 months to a year focused on this because we want to make sure this is delivered. They are then happy with it, which is, I think that's where the problem exists more than necessarily the staffing. But they are then happy with it, and so they move people on. And that's important because otherwise you end up hiring people and then firing them a year later because all they've done is worked on this one feature. There's not enough room for them to move over to this other feature because it's going to require too much onboarding. You got tons and tons of problems there.
Yeah.
So I think where the problem is they do focus on individual features like they should. And they're using people who it's like, your main focus is mining for this 6 months. You got a secondary focus on this feature that we're maybe looking at releasing next year or whatever, right? And then they transition to that afterwards. The problem becomes where they say, cool, we're happy, let's transition. And they do that too early.
True,
is,
and they
me-
also don't maintain it. But go ahead, Space.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
That's my
the
issue
thing
is
is-
maintenance.
Yeah, and that was a point I was trying to make because in the past and also maybe nowadays, it still feels like they have a team and this team is like dedicated to one, maybe two things for like a patch or two, and then they need to switch to another thing. And for me, it's always like you said, staying with one thing or maybe two is better. Like having dedicated teams who like, I don't know, one team does mining and salvage, the other teams do maybe just like science and research or exploration. The other team does like
Doesn't matter.
cargo running.
A few things
I think
get good at those things.
Yeah, and my hope was having additional people and just like there is a grace period where you have to sync them in and make them ready to code and whatever, ramp them up. That will take time, but I think the benefits would. I mean, you don't need to hire 100 people, but maybe up the team up like 20%. I mean, I read with the Bar Citizen stuff, there was I think one comment that said the UI team is busy at the moment, and they are just 8 or 9 people, and I was like, yeah, you have so much UI left. I mean, you can hire additional people. But yeah, I agree with the comment from you, Croncy, saying that you might need to. I mean, you want them to stay at the company.
Yeah, you don't want to
Maybe
overhire. Overhiring is a
Yeah.
big problem, especially in the games industry. The reason why there have been so many layoffs over the course of the last like 4 or 5 years in the games industry has been partially due to overhiring. So you don't want that to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, you have to die one death. It's like either you speed it up, the gamers get it earlier, or you just like maybe say to the people right away, this is a thing for 3 years, and we don't know what's coming after that. Do you agree? And if they agree,
yeah. Pseudo related.
All right.
Is just quickly.
Yeah.
This is a big company. Is there anyone, except for maybe the guys from Turbulent, because they're probably the most experienced, who has like worked in a major game like organization?
All the CryEngine people.
On the management side, though, is what I'm saying. Not the actual like devs, but people that would be in charge of overseeing, overseeing these people.
Yes.
Do we know who they are?
Yes. At least in Austin, I do.
Okay.
The guy who runs the Austin office worked on like Ultima Online and has been in the games industry forever.
But Ultima Online would not have had that large of a group, is what I'm sort of saying. Like if I look up Ultima
It was
Online
made
right
by
now, I
Origin.
almost guarantee you it's less than 50 people.
Oh yeah, now.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
Baked
Like
games.
this is a
It was made by
organization of
Origin
over 1,000
Systems.
people. You would want someone from like an Ubisoft or a Rockstar or a EA or like
Origin
this
was
is an
that back
enormous
then.
one.
No, like Origin
Yeah,
was that.
Back then, cool. That's not over. That's what I'm saying. There's not over.
But you're talking about experience. I thought. I'm confused. I thought you were talking about like experienced people
managing a large corporation like this. Is what I'm saying.
I
in
misunderstood.
the gaming space.
I mean, I think
because
Origin
that's the biggest
was, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I know there are lots of experienced devs in general. I know that there are lots of experienced, even like in the management side, people. But like not handling such a large company.
Yeah,
it's cute that you say large.
At least that I'm aware
Okay,
of.
no,
There might
definitely.
be. There might be someone who's just not front facing that is. But as far as I'm aware,
Yeah.
I don't know anyone.
Yeah, fair. All right, Space.
All
We'll
right.
let you go though.
Thanks.
All right,
Yeah.
talk to
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Cheers, man. Thanks for the call.
Bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, and Johnny Morgan is next. Hello,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sure can.
Excellent. So, start off, first thing, I would like to apologize for my last call in. I was just joking.
Yeah, we're not
going to
yell at each other today.
Yeah,
Aw,
definitely
we're
not.
not.
And I'm not
Yeah.
going to make you late for lunch, so apologize to Emmy too.
It's all
That was
good.
not cool.
That truly
That was the worst thing.
Egregious
That
of the
was-
crimes.
It really was. It really was. No, I'm exactly in the same spot as Mike, right? So
Mhm.
the wipe happened. I ended up gem mining. You know, it was really good. It worked because it doesn't rely on the mission system. So anything that relied on the mission system is really flaky, terrible, etc. experience. But we did gem mining, so it was good, and we did like about a week of it type thing. Started to get bored. Nothing else is really working.
Yeah.
And then the Odin drops, and I'm just like, oh my god. Hey, buddy. Hey, sorry, that's Logan. Yep, absolutely. Sorry, my son. And the Odin drops, and then like Jared and them, the presentation of it was, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Like I was kind of joking that we're not pay to win. Because there is a skills-based community here, and like they're really good at the game and all that stuff. Like it is there, right?
Oh yeah.
And then they let people think it's pay to win. Like Jared was pointing out that there's pilot guns on the Odin, and he made a point of it. And it's like, come on, man, that's just gonna let them think that they pay $5,000, they're gonna be able to kill Virgil and all of Shadow Moses, because now, haha, I'm the best. And then Shadow Moses obviously will teach them differently. Right? Like they're going to hit the reality of it that no, these guys are actually really good. And they'll either just swarm over your Odin and destroy you and board it and take it and teabag you and all that stuff. And you'll post it on Spectrum all mad because I spent $5,000. I should be the best. I have main character syndrome because Squadron 42 made me think I'm going to be the main character in the PU. But it's not, right? Like you're not. And I'm just really sick of that. Like, I think everyone is too, right? I think you're sick of it too, Mike. Like it's a good game in a lot of ways, if they just spent time building the game.
Do you know where like these ships are just exhausting? Is everywhere you go, you like most of the places you go, there's a situation where you need to get out of your ship. And like so Hathor, you got to get out of your ship, but your ship's super important. Jumptown was, or it doesn't matter. I don't need to give a bunch of examples. There's lots of situations where you get out of your ship is omega vulnerable, and then a guy comes around in a ship, an Idris with a laser beam on it, just like soloing a ship that like in half a second kills your ship. And like and you really can't defend against that, where most of the ships, a railgun or especially now a boom tube, can be an equalizer in that scenario. That's not as much of an equalizer in those scenarios, and it just feels bad. So even though they are not going to beat the best organized org in the game, they're going to have a good time beating people who aren't organized and aren't good because they paid and have that ship and are able to fly it solo, and they're going to be able to just clean up people that are vulnerable, right? Much more easily than everyone else. And to me, that is definitely a problem. Somebody said it's seal clubbing in chat. Not really that. That's like more of a skill thing. This is about an imbalance of power thing. Where it's like, I'm beating noobs.
Imbalance
It's
of power,
different.
and they're not good as well, right? Like
Yeah.
because they spent the $5,000, they're not really investing the time in being good at the game, like actually developing their skills, and they may not have an org to support it either. And that you are like, if you buy an Odin, you are absolutely buying an obligation to start an org or join an org. You cannot, like, they imply that you can fly it yourself, and you probably will be able to, like, you'll be able to solo it, but
yeah, I can't
not
wait to
really
spend a
take advantage of it.
million UEC on refueling a like 1 kilometer jump in this thing.
For a box mission, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's so silly. And also on a personal level, it looks exactly like Space Battleship Yamato, so I love it.
Which is
Like, I think
I
it is
think
super sick.
Echo Bit
I
got that
love
wrong.
it. But
Echo
it
Bit stole
doesn't.
Yamato as the name for the ship.
Yeah. Someone did. I said, I hate you. Let me fly it, please. Like, on Twitter, I'm like, I hate you, but let me fly it, please, because I love that ship. I love that series. I have a picture of me as a kid, like 5 years old. I'm in one of those uniforms because my aunt sewed it for me, because that's how much I liked Space Battleship. Well, Star Blazers, right, back then, man. Etc. So I love it, but it's so it pushes all my buttons, and I really wanted to buy it. It was one of the actually first ships that I'm just like, damn, I really want to pull the trigger on this thing, but I'm not going to, because I know I will never invest the time, like, not anymore. Or maybe I'll invest the time again in Star Citizen, where I'll be a member of an org that, all my gaming time, because it was like, I love this game, but to run big battles, which is what I actually like enjoy doing and enjoy against other players. Like, I'm not super great at the game, but the more people you add into the mix, the better you can get, and the more chances for learning and stuff. Like, when a 1v1, you just dive right away. But in a 40 versus 40, you're actually your TTK is a bit different, right, and stuff. And if you're with a better pilot and you're wingmanning and stuff, like, it's like, community building is just insane when you get into that stuff too. And it's same with mining, same with salvage. Like, you're organizing large groups of people and you're having super fun, and I really love that in Star Citizen. But my God, like, they're making it hard.
Yeah. They're making it hard to, like, how do you see the vision of what you're trying to do here when you do stuff like this? It's just weird for me. I struggle with it. But I'm also, I know I'm biased, because if they put out a $5,000 like industrial ship that did everything that industry could do, I'm probably melting I don't know if my account is worth 5K, but I would find out. I would certainly be looking to find out, because that pushes all my, like, am I just hating on this ship because it's combat and I'm not really into it? I wonder, like, I was, while you were talking, I was thinking to myself, am I just not a fake here, but, like, what would I do? Like, I have a what is it called? The big industry ship that crafts things.
Orion.
I have that. I have that. And I have the other one.
Endeavor?
Begins with a P.
Oh, Pioneer.
Pioneer. Yeah, I have an Orion. I have a Pioneer. I have a whole D. So who am I, Is it just because I don't like combat? I think that might be part of it. But it's way easier.
I think that's very...
It's way easier to see the out of balance nature when they go, this has 100 times the power of any other ship in the game. So I think I'm more like, I'm on point, but if they did 100 times the power of industry,
that's how I felt towards this ship, the Odin. Yes, that's 100% how I felt towards it. They pushed all my buttons. They made it as my childhood favorite thing. And I know what it's like to be on a ship with that many other players coordinating together, and how much goddamn fun it is.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not giving them any new money, but yeah,
well, I would be, because I've never spent any money on this ship. But I would be giving them $4,500, right, if I bought that ship. So
well, new concept coming, so IAE just for you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want to touch. I don't even want to touch, like, star stations and stuff, because yes, I do think they'll go there eventually. I think they won't do concepts, but if you have an org big enough and you can take advantage of it, it will be really beneficial, and then that will create the market demand, and then people who don't have those orgs and don't have that infrastructure will want to buy them, and it's just, that's what the FOMO is right now, right? Like, they leverage us, and it drives me nuts, but I love it still. So I don't know. I'm in such a weird spot with Star Citizen right now. I want the game to be good. VoIP was working, like that was nice. I've been able to talk to people. I was really surprised. I was
I
watching
swear,
Daily stream.
VoIP
I'm
is like the one
"Huh,
thing where it normally never works, and then when everything goes to crap, always works. Every time.
yeah,
That's so true.
yeah, it's so true." Anyway, I think I'll leave it on that. It was. I miss the big game. I love it. They need to put in a lot more. This is why I talk about socials, right? Like if they need to put in the support for us to have the big communities in the game, and like that's where Eve kicks our ass, like as a community. Like they have all those tools. I know I'm going to because Mikey's right about some of that stuff. Like there's lessons to be learned there. It's a 20-year-old game. It's done super successful. Like go ahead and copy that over Space Battleship Yamato, but that's not going to sell. But Yamato will.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have faith in Sean Tracy.
But also,
and
Eve already
Benoit
has Spaceship Yamato. It's a Caldari destroyer. I can't remember what it's called, but it looks exactly like it.
Okay, nice. Well, who cares? Who cares? It's good. Who cares? But if Chris, did you guys mention something about Chris retiring after this? That wouldn't be bad.
I mentioned that. Yeah,
I would love to see Benoit.
Chris retiring? Never.
I don't see any
I love
Caldari
Benoit.
destroyer
We'll
that
see.
looks like it.
I think it's a destroyer. It's one that looks exactly like a naval ship.
I mean, I guess
Maybe
this
it's
is.
not a destroyer,
I think I'll
it's
edit.
a cruiser or something.
I think I will close on just that. I have a lot of faith still in the people that work at CIG. Their sales and marketing team, I think, really needs to dial it back, and they need to like acknowledge that they kind of run the company, and they have to pivot away from it. I would love to see them do that. They probably won't because there's some arrogance there that I don't really like, and that's always the arrogance of a successful sales team. And it's hard to argue with them because like there are no problems that more sales can't solve is kind of an axiom in business. So, they're going to get the praise and all that stuff internally, but externally, it's just such a mess. And so I'm hoping that they'll pivot and they'll innovate because they're going to have to if they want to have 10,000 people shards and all that stuff. Anyway, that's where I'm at.
They're going to have to if they want to make enough money to continue doing the game without selling concept $5,000 ships.
Yeah, I don't even know how they're going to make money once the game goes live. I don't understand it. But anyway, that's
Genshin Impact makes plenty of money. Loot boxes incoming, guys. Get your $3 in the week. Let's go.
No gotcha, please. No gotcha, please. All right, Johnny.
Well, cheers for the call, Johnny. We'll catch you later.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye now.
Have a good
Cheers.
All right, and our next caller is Ultimate Penguin. Might be our last. We'll see. We'll try to sneak PC in as well because we got about 15 minutes left. Where did I pull him in? There we go. Got him.
There we go. Penguin, how we doing?
You hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I wanted to talk about crafting and material refining, but I guess I'll keep it to a shorter topic.
You could talk about that stuff. I don't see how that would be like super long. 5 to 7 minutes on that. We could do that.
Yeah, specifically them deciding to kill material refining quality.
Okay.
And the reason that makes me mad is because currently the only thing that matters when you're crafting is the number, and we have no control over that number.
Correct.
And that's why it sucks so bad, because it needs two things. It needs an economy and it needs control. How do you make an economy? Supply and demand, item loss, and player trading would fill that role.
Yep.
But there's no control over the process and how we get it. And that's why, because right now when you go out mining, you're looking at just the number, and anything that doesn't hit your personal number is an active waste of your time, right?
Exactly. So you get rid of the number. I didn't exactly say that in my video that's coming out tomorrow, but I do say something of the sort.
Yeah, so get rid of the number or give us a way to control and play with the number and make that a thing, because you need to get people's personal floor. You need to get that lowered so we're wasting less time and doing more time with the laser on, right?
Well, yeah, it's another problem again of just like they keep not fixing the biggest problem with mining, which is the amount of time you spend scanning.
Yep.
And it's kind of always been a problem since like not literally always, but it's been a problem for a very, very long time. I think honestly since they introduced Quantanium the very first time in like 2020, sorry. It's always been a problem of like if there's something better that I can search for and that time is worth doing it, I'm going to do it. Doesn't mean I'm going to have a good time doing it necessarily, right?
Mhm.
Uh
And
yeah.
also, the reason they gave for killing material refining or just control over that
Mhm.
process was, oh, well, if you can make something, then it feels less good to get it randomly.
But you don't have
I
to make it random,
I
right?
thought their argument was eventually nobody's going to be mining like looking for the high like the problem with this game is there's no skills, there's no XP, there's no none of that, right? So they have to create that but in a different way. So their idea was, all right, let's make material quality from 0 to 1,000 and let's make 1,000 really fucking hard to get. But then they don't think about player mentality, which is, well, I want 1,000. If 1,000 is out there and I know it's out there, that's what I'm looking for. And if I waste time mining 750, then I only have a couple hours. What if the next one was the 900? What if the next one was the 1,000?
Yeah.
So then you just keep skipping over everything and not wasting your time mining because what if? So it's like the player mentality there is part of the problem, but they have to understand what the player mentality is going to end up being like, right? So we just keep rolling like RNG mechanics are not fun. Like I'll give a hint to what I'm talking about in the video. Like the games that I play that have mining in them, and I've always mined in every game, they always require like lots of material. There's lots of material that's used in crafting, which is part of this like economy, recycling, all that stuff. And if you take away the number and it's just go out and mine, go out and do the thing you enjoy, then it's going to work. It's going to be okay. It's going to work. Now, I don't have the answer of like, okay, well then how do we create progression and all that stuff? Like, again, I'm not a genius. I'm not a game to like it. I understand that this is a challenge for them too, but it's very clear to me that this is not going to work. This system that we have now is not just, it's okay, it needs a little tweak. No, man, it's shit. Like, it is really, really a bad experience. Like, it has to change drastically, in my opinion, at least.
You mentioned like what their mentality was over like why they would do it this system of the eventually everyone will just have the highest tier gear. That shouldn't be a thing because there should be you want to risk certain tiers of gear. And when you have that, your mentality changes about like, you know what, I will go for 700s because 700s take me a little bit less time to make. I still get a pretty good, decent buff out of them, and I don't mind losing them as much.
Yeah, but you can't lose them. Yeah,
exactly.
Because they're catering to people who buy Odins.
So it's like that would solve that problem. It would solve a lot of problems, but that would solve that specific problem in this instance.
Yeah, that would create demand. And then they've announced player trading social tools that would create supply. Now you have an economy, but instead they're just backtracking everything. Like, because we're not mining right now, we're prospecting. We're going into the hills and not going back.
We're scanning.
We find them their gold, right?
Bro, and when you find something, it's less than an SCU most of the time, or you're in a prospector and it says impossible. It's the worst experience it's ever been. Mining is the worst it's ever been.
And if this is supposedly an alpha playtest, is it not valuable to go how much 750 ore is worth 900 to the average player? Is that not good data to have? Like, and also it goes against their other philosophy with crafting. Because they said that the way they're going to balance free-to-play ships is you have to upgrade them, right? And everything you buy with real money is going to start at tier 0, and then upgrading it to tier 5 is going to be more expensive than crafting at tier 5.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't remember the exact steps, but they said that it would be more expensive if you bought.
They've been very
ship,
vague
whatever that
for
means.
obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. And
so
I
don't understand why they killed that.
I don't know. And again, I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but they're like addicted to trying something. Like they get an idea, and no matter how many times you tell them that it's not going to work, although I didn't feel that this would not work. I thought that this felt like a good idea on paper and maybe it would be fun. We've tried it.
This
It is not fun.
was when they announced that there was going to be material finding. I was like, oh, I'm going to enjoy crafting. And then they
Same.
killed it, and I haven't touched it since.
Yeah. I'm still kind of touching it, but like I don't enjoy like there's nothing to enjoy. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. And this has nothing to do with bugs. This has nothing to do with
Mhm.
I went there and I fell down the stairs and died.
It's the only
This
thing
is
that
like a
works right now, and it
funda-
sucks.
And it's fundamentally flawed. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't have the answers though. I know what I experienced in other games, and I know like playing the new Star Miner game or whatever was like boom, light bulbs go off of like this is what we're missing. I get it now. I get why Star Citizen sucks. And so I had the time, so I might as well just put it out there. But yeah.
Yeah, it just felt crazy because it felt like, oh, they actually have a good plan that I liked for once, and then within a couple weeks it was dead. They actively reverted on the one thing that sounded awesome.
Yeah, that's true. And it may not have been a good plan in the first place, unfortunately.
But it just is so incomplete without it.
The idea of quality is incomplete without it, but what I'm trying to say is maybe quality was just a bad idea.
I mean, clearly that's why they went from having 1,000 numbers to like 7.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Now
and
it's
I guess
grades or whatever, essentially.
Mhm. And I guess in terms of this being an alpha, that playtest, that also makes me so mad. Like, because that term has been so abused to be meaningless. Let me ask you a question. Which game is newer, Arc Raiders or Tarkov?
Newer?
Which game is newer? Brand new, shiny coat of paint. Shiny coat of paint.
Tarkov.
No, Arc Raiders.
Tarkov's 1.0 update was 15 days after Arc Raiders came out.
Okay.
Anyone who says this is an alpha playtest has to say, with a straight face to anyone who doesn't know anything, Tarkov is the newer game. And that is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. I just assumed Arc Raiders might have also been in alpha for 30 years or something.
No,
I didn't know where I was going with
Arc Raiders released as a real game.
Yeah.
So Tarkov's 1.0 update, where it had an ending and was full release and on Steam 15 days after Arc Raiders. Tell anyone that that game is the newer game.
Yeah, you can't, but it's technically true.
But if you're going to be like Star Citizens in alpha, it's an early access play test that has permanent rewards for limited time events that have permanent effects on the story. Like it's an early access game. We're in season 0.5 or whatever.
No, you don't understand. If I say it's an alpha, it means the game doesn't deserve criticism. That's how it works.
Yeah, you're right. You convinced me.
I spent a lot of money, and I need to defend those purchases. From evil AI article writers, and nobody reads those articles anymore. It's very important.
To be ridiculous, the AI reads those articles to recreate the next article.
True. But all right, Ultimate, we'll let you go, and we'll sneak in PC for just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right, he left. Bye now. That was a really good call, though. So sorry to PC for keeping you short, but that was a nice combo. Hello, PC. What's up, dude?
How are we doing?
What's up?
What do you want to talk about?
Right. The Odin is straight up dumb.
Yep.
I think it's straight up a money grab. There are many things in the stretch goals that we will never get because they're made for a game that we don't have or will ever get because the game
the excuse of exactly like the excuse of stretch goals when in the stretch goals it says 100 star systems at release.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
I really struggle to see where this fits in even at 1.0. It doesn't bring any extra functionality, say like a Titan. At least a Titan, you can provide a mobile jump bridge in Eve, so you could pull your fleet into a
All right,
system
very
without going for a gate.
arguably, when Titans came out, there was no content for Titans at all. The first Titan did nothing but sit and dock for 6 months.
Yeah, wasn't the whole thing
I don't-
like it was supposed to be so hard to make that nobody can make, and now everyone has
Yes,
one,
which
or
which
whatever.
then also happened when they came up with the Keep Stars and stuff as well. It was like the same thing. It was like there's no reason to have the biggest one, whatever.
There is a
Arguably,
Keep
there
Star.
was no content for those.
There is a Keep Star that costs so much to make that
Yeah.
all of the ore in the game ever has not, like, there has not been enough ore that has
Yeah.
been mined in the history of the game to make it. That's
Yeah.
like the one thing that we think that Goon Swarm is chasing still. Like that, there was like a meme going around that's what they were going for. And once they did, they won the game, and it was GG.
Yeah. But I was like, it's a very important PC that I agree with you. I think that is a bad example because Titans were also completely useless when they first came out.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Except
it's concept.
it's a
They could
trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see. I think they could have added the game without it being a playable ship. It could have been a boss battle. I think that would have made more sense because even in 1.0, the only thing I can see you fighting with this ship is another one of this ship.
Yeah.
Maybe raiding a starbase to take down the shields on a starbase before you board it, a player one.
In terms of PvE, I've got to imagine we will have encounters, like large scale encounters with like kingships and stuff. And this would also be like good for that, I would imagine.
If it's in Squadron, there's no reason why it can't be an NPC in Star Citizen.
That's what I imagine.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Especially like it'd be a lot cooler to play Squadron, probably have a fight with a kingship at the end of the game or whatever, and then go into Star Citizen, join a big org, do a big PvE encounter with a kingship. But this time it's not NPCs, everyone's on there.
And then you're salvaging it and looting it. And,
yeah. Right, that'd be very cool. So I imagine those sort of things will exist. But once again, like I mentioned earlier, I don't think there will be a lot of content for this. I think it will maybe be like that. There's like one type of raid where you're doing that, and then otherwise it's PvP. And then like, is it even going to be good in PvP? Would you prefer this over, say, 3 javelins? Right, it's probably going to have the similar sort of crew capacity,
or 100 horn. Like, who knows?
Yeah, so it's
65.
weird.
So that's 21 Perseuses.
21 Perseus. I would definitely prefer 21 Perseuses. That sounds sick as hell.
It basically is a battle of what gets us down to 1 frame an hour. 1 Odin or 21 Perseuses.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that is what PvP will become, is you're trying to overload your opponent's computers.
Yep.
So that they don't have frames.
Exactly. That's the true power of the Odin.
Yeah.
I can't see where it fits in even in 1.0. It just feels like something that's a money grab. It doesn't fit into the game they have said they're making. I just don't. It seemed pointless.
I think everyone
straight up money grab.
Everyone knows it is. Because the thing is everything has been a money grab this entire time. Like it just has. And they're like not hiding it at all anymore. They're not ashamed of it. They never will be. Like it just doesn't feel it. Like everything has been a money grab, and they've done it for survival for many years, which is like somewhat fair. Chris was writing in articles, or Sandy, that they're more comfortable now over the last couple of years because they have been making insane amounts of money.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, like again, you could have sold a $5,000 ship, and it probably would have sold as many. Just from the FOMO aspects, it didn't have to be this insane, but they wanted to make. I just think they wanted to make sure. That's all.
Yep.
I don't know.
In terms of like, I don't know where it sits 1.0. I think in my head it does, but it fits the same role that Bengal does. And so it's like, well, why do we have one of these?
Well, the Bengal's a carrier.
I know,
this
but realistically,
carrier.
It's. I mean, have you seen the hangar?
Yeah, no, I think the hangar's dumb. It's a battle cruiser.
I agree. Like once again, I am still agreeing with you. I'm just saying I feel like it it fills the role of that end game big org ship that we are like working a lot to. Obviously, people will have real money for it, but it's like that's where it is. It's the final goal for our fleet. And I don't think we needed another that necessarily. I much would have rather see them do more stuff with the Bengal.
Yeah. I can't wait to see people lose all the Wicklow favors sending it down the elevator to get one. But one last thing quickly. I last week played the new James Bond game, and
Yep.
when I was playing it, I'm thinking, dude, this is exactly how Squadron's going to be, because it's designed to be like a movie. So
I haven't played it yet.
If anyone wants to know what Squadron's going to be like, play the new James Bond film. It's like, because it's designed just to be like the movie. You have the intro, then you have the big fancy music intro and all this stuff. And
there haven't been, just like in defense of your thing, there just haven't been a lot of like big solo story game, like railroad story games recently. I feel like it's become a bit of an older thing now. A lot of things are either a lot more RPG-esque, a lot more sandboxy, that sort of thing. I think the last one that I played that I enjoyed was the second. It's the Star Wars ones with the redhead guy.
Oh, like Jedi Survivor and
yeah. I think that's like one of the most recent ones that I've played, where it's like a lot more railroady. That was good, enjoyable. My question is, so this game was made by the guys that do the Hitman series. Is the physics still just as jank in this game as it is in the Hitman series? Because if so, I'm all on board.
I don't think so. I can't recall what you mean about the feds. You mean like the bodies flying around and stuff?
Oh, there is. Oh man, I recommend you go and watch a Hitman speedrun. It is the funniest stuff in the world. You can throw like a violin at your feet, and then when you step on top of it, you teleport like 100 feet in the air. It's great.
Okay.
Halo super jumps.
Yeah. Or like you throw a briefcase at someone's head, and it travels like 5 kilometers an hour. It's just really, really slow as it like flies through the air.
Nice. That's funny.
Yep.
Well, all right, PC. We'll let you go, man.
Have a great day.
You too.
Cheers, mate.
Bye
Thanks for the
now.
call.
All right, and sorry to Don't Blinks and Hawk, but we couldn't get to you today. We are overtime. I got the wife coming in going, it's time to eat. But yeah, so that was our show. Thank you so much. Sorry again for missing last week. But yeah, I think it was good. Again, I would have gone ballistic last week. It would have been a shit show. It would have been a
me
shit
just
show.
Passing out from the flu as you're just yelling.
As I'm
about
just
the Odin.
ranting. So it was a lot better where like I think my rants were a little bit more, all right, I've thought about this. I've heard other people's opinions. I formulate, oh, that makes sense. I formulated mine in a better way. And in the end, it's not about the money and how much it costs. I'm not mad that CIG has made $1 billion. I'm not mad at any of that stuff. I'm just, what is this game? What are we?
Yeah.
I don't know what we're playing anymore. I don't know what this game is, and I think we should know at some point. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's late over there in Australia. I'm hungry, so hit the follow button on Twitch. Hit the like button on YouTube, please. Subscribe on YouTube as well. And we'll catch you guys all next week. And of course, don't forget
to answer
the call. We both did it this time. I don't think that's ever happened.